Welcome back to another episode of Stick Shift Garage. Something I've been wanting to do for a while and hopefully turn this 3D print into stamped logos with the design. So a mate of mine made this up. We sort of come up with an idea and this is basically how it's going to work. Both two pieces will go together and there's a bit of clearance in here. Hopefully our material will get pressed in here. And we'll use the press over the back there and hopefully squish those together and we'll see how we go. We haven't actually tried it yet, so it may work, it may not, but we'll see how we get on. If you enjoy this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers. Now I did promise in the last video that we'd get onto continuing the build on the A model coupe, which I have made a little progress over the Christmas break, but this is something I wanted to do for a long time and try and build the brand in a little side project. So we designed this print on Fusion 3D with the good help of a friend of mine, and he printed it out on his printer at home, which is a Ender 3 V2 Neo, which retails for about $300. The plastic used is called PLA Plus, and he printed it at 100% infill, so it's solid plastic. The bottom piece on his small printer took 14 hours and the top piece took 9, I think. The 1 kilo roll of plastic all up is about $30, and together both pieces only weigh about 200 grams, so it's probably only $6 or $7 worth of plastic, which is very economical. 100 by 100 squares marked out. This is 0.5 aluminium, so I'll cut these coupons out on a mate's guillotine here, and we'll use these for pressing the logos with the new 3D print stamp that we've made up. 100 by 100 out of 1mm, so we'll test these towards the end there and see if the die's up to the strength of holding on to the 1mm and pressing it, and we'll see the difference between the 0.5 and the 1 and see how it runs. Way easier to cut them out on the guillotine. You'd be there forever with a set of tin snips and it wouldn't be as flat, so real handy having someone's guillotine to borrow. Got all our test pieces cut out, so just going to clean these up, hit them with a bit of cleaner, remove the Sharpie marks there, and just Scotch-Brite them. So we've got the 1mm ones over here and 0.5 here, and we'll just clean them up enough so they get a nice finish once they're stamped. Jig's come to see what's going on. Just hitting all the edges with a bit of wax and grease remover just to get rid of the Sharpie. Cleans it up pretty quick really. So after this we'll just scrub them with a Scotch-Brite all one way to try and give it a bit of a brush finish, and then we'll be on to pressing. Just hitting them all individually with a Scotch-Brite pad to try and even out any of the scratches and just make them a bit more uniform. And I kind of like the brushed look finish. Just evens them up and makes them a bit more uniform and takes the scratches out from the sheets sliding around all over the place. You can see I just hit the 1mm sheet coupons on the Scotch-Brite wheel there in the grinder. That sheet's pretty old, so it had a bit of scarring, so it took most of that out and then just hit it with the hand Scotch-Brite pad, and now they've all got uniform lines going the same way. Here we go, ready for first experiment number 1. Could be catastrophic failure. We're about to find out, so we'll just go steady. Oh, something happened. Possibly could have stamped it. Our edges might be too sharp. And now it's jammed. Alright, we'll pop this open. Here we go. Way too sharp on the edges. So the clearance that we first designed, we should have probably tapered these edges off, because it's actually created like a stamp and just about punched it clean through the aluminium. So we'll probably run around it with the Dremel and taper those edges off some more. This is only 0.5mm thick material. So the good news is the die is still good, but this is what we came out with. The plastic 3D print has actually started to stretch around the edge, so that will help us. It started to sort of round it off, so that'll help us with the next few prints. So before I hit it with the Dremel, we might actually just press another one. I've got a lot of tokens, so we might press another one and see if it sort of self-locates, and then see how it goes. Compared to test number one, I went a little gentler, still managed to punch through, but it started to round off the corners a lot more. So we're making baby steps. It seems to be somewhat self-clearancing. Definitely a learning curve. Third time lucky, we're going to go super light on and try not to punch through it all this time. So we've got a bit of a gauge here. I think we're probably about right. So you can see it started to take the material. So we'll let it off and see how this one looks. Now it's starting to make progress. So we were a lot gentler on the amount of pressure we put into it. I think we stopped on the gauge at about 1. So we probably need to go a little bit more. We can get a bit more definition out of these top corners. But really impressive for what it is, and for the learning curve for the tolerances and the radius. It's starting to work out really good. So we've tried 5 samples so far. The first one we went the whole way. It obviously cut through, as you can see. And then we started to reduce the pressure, but we lost a lot of definition. So we're slowly creeping up on the pressure. This is just above 3 ton, and it just, if I can get it to focus, just started to split right there. So what we're going to do now, I'll quickly run around it with the Dremel, run around the male side, I guess, or the pressing side, and just these highlighted areas with the Sharpie, I'll try and blend these off so we can keep going. Originally we designed these clearances for pressing 1mm, which we're going to do at the end, but we'll try and get better definition out of this 0.5 first, and then we'll really push it to the limits and see if we can actually press this 1mm. See if we can keep going until catastrophic failure. Just taking off a slight amount from all these edges. Hopefully they'll help with smoothing it out. We're just going to try annealing one of these 0.5 pieces. So just drawing a bunch of Sharpie on there, and we'll heat it up with the blowtorch until the marks disappear, and hopefully try and soften the molecular structure a little bit and see if that helps us. After 10 attempts at pressing, we had a small little mark come into the female side of the die here. It looks like it started to pull the wall in a little bit, but after 10 goes of 0.5 and only the last few were annealed, it's turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. We did initially not know what dimensions to do anything at or the clearances we needed. So now we'll make an adaptation, and instead of being 3mm high, we'll reduce this 1 to 1.5, and that should give us this amount of protrusion, but it'll also flatten out the edges because we'll be bottoming out in the die. So this is probably the best one so far. We just can't smooth out the wrinkled edges where it's grabbed the material because we're not fully bottoming out in the die section. But overall, very happy, and a lot of potential with stuff that you can do with the 3D printer. Huge shout out to Brett for giving us a hand. For possibly the last pressing, we'll hit this 1mm, which we annealed out the back as well. So hopefully we'll be able to see what happens. If not, it's probably just going to smash the plastic to pieces, but we'll check it out. Got the 1mm sheet loaded up in there, so this is either going to work or not work and fail. It'll probably crack the plastic, so we'll see how it goes. We're at 7 tons so far. We'll probably continue on by hand, I think. It's now at 10. We might just have a look. So this is 1mm annealed at 10 ton. So it has really pushed a fair bit of material out. It hasn't torn it yet. Wow, so the 1mm turned out pretty good, really. A lot different to the 0.5. We lost a fair bit of definition in the 8 there, but the rest of it has come out quite nice. Alright, we're going to push it to the limits, and this will probably be the last press we'll get out of it, so we'll see. So that was it. So we got to 10 ton on the gauge, and I'm not sure what happened. Whether the plastic broke or we literally punched the aluminium in.
We only made it to as much as the other one.
So it actually punched the 1mm into the gaps. Definition looks great. It has started to take its toll on the male side of the die. If I can pop this off. Down the bottom here, we lost a lot of the height, just where it's trying to, we can probably thicken that up in the future. And the 8 really started to round off. But overall, the definition's really good. We just went a little bit too excessive on the pressing, and you can see daylight through the gap there. Finished off straightening the last of the edges on some of the earlier prints we did, just because the clearances we weren't fully bottoming out. So I just installed them right way round, but used the top die upside down, just used the flat side, and pressed all the ones along the bottom here. So they've come out easily usable, and very happy with how they've all turned out. So varying definition, but more than happy with the outcome. So some of these will end up on the tools in the workshop. Some I'll give away to people that have helped support me so far, and we'll make some adaptations to the die and go again. So we should have a few different ideas, and now that we've got some tolerances and specs that we can use, we'll make the changes and we'll try again. Huge shout out to Brett for coming up with the design and printing the dies for us. And always working with me for new ideas.
So that's it for this one. Overall, so the last two prints were in 1mm, which got great definition, didn't really bend the sides too much, and only had a small failure on the bottom corners here. But overall, very exciting. Die is still probably usable. The bottom's usable. The top will probably have to go again. Few adjustments we're going to have to do, but overall very excited. A lot of different technology and a lot of options and potential for 3D printing. So a few other jobs I've got planned for this. So that'll do for this one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this type of different content with a bit of newer technology, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, all the usual stuff I ask of you. Cheers.